接近平流层的8800米，身体能获得的氧气越来越少，世界之巅已近在咫尺，而我却毫不犹豫地选择了下撤。
This is Xiao Yuan, a white-collar worker from China. From the Antarctic to the Arctic and from the icy depths to the mountain summits, he constantly challenges himself. Xiao Yuan keeps pushing himself to the limits to understand the meaning of life and to gain a fresh perspective on this big blue marble we call home. Zero! ，Xiao Yuan is an explorer. He's completed expeditions such as mountaineering at the South and North Poles, as well as ocean diving. It's now 2013, and he's on his way to climb Mount Chumulangma as part of his 3+2 expedition plan.
这里我们能看见5座8千米以上的山峰。您看一下中间那个最高的是世界第一高峰，珠穆朗玛。
太明显了。对。
In Tibetan, Mount Chumulangma means the third goddess. The mountain has an elevation of over 8,800 meters, and it's located on the China-Nepal border. Since the mid-19th century, when Mount Chumulangma was recognized as the world's highest mountain, many attempts have been made to climb it. Finally, after numerous expeditions and having made great sacrifices when climbing, in 1953, Sir Edmund Hillary and Sherpa Tenzing Norgay became the first to reach the summit. In the subsequent 60 years, more and more mountaineers from all over the world have attempted to scale the mountain. "2013 marks the 60th anniversary since man first scaled Mount Chumulangma. Many mountaineers have chosen this occasion to climb it. There are 2 main climbing routes on Chumulangma. One is in Nepal, and the other is in Tibet. Xiao Yuan has chosen the Tibetan route.
简单的说，南坡险，北坡难。安全考虑的话，还是北坡好一些。我参加的这是一支国际登山队，领队是荷兰人，而队员呢则来自世界各地。他们从尼泊尔入藏，而我是从拉萨过去，与他们在大本营会合。
Okay, I'm Bo from Denmark, and I hope to be going to the summit of Everest.
My name's Jeremy, I'm from Perth, Australia. I'm Arnold, I'm originally from the Netherlands, but I live in Nepal for the last 8 years. This is my 9th Everest expedition. This gentleman is Nawang, this is Paul, this is Xiao Yuan. This is our Sherpa climbing team. Among this group, 9 of these Sherpas gonna be personal Sherpas. Do you remember from yesterday?
血氧的话还行，70多不到80，多半人可能目前都这样。心跳刚才测出来快点，100多。
The greatest danger in climbing Mount Chumulangma comes from the failure to adapt to high altitudes. In order to raise the level of oxygen in his blood, Xiao Yuan and his team have to carry out repeated exercises between base camp and the advanced base camp. During the exercise, the mountaineers must pay a visit to Rongbuk Monastery close to base camp, and at a nearby graveyard, they will pay tribute to those who died attempting to climb the mountain. George Mallory was probably the first to reach the summit of Mount Chumulangma, but that hasn't been proven. Whether he was the first to reach the summit isn't important, however. What is important is that he epitomizes the spirit of the time. What he did symbolized a time of great geographic discoveries. There's a 7% chance of dying while climbing Mount Chumulangma, but those who are laid to rest here at this graveyard believe that they belong to the lucky 93% before they began their ascent.
到达大本营大约1周以后呢，慢慢适应了5300米的高度，队伍开始慢慢的向前进营地进发。
It actually takes 5 or 6 days to complete the climb from the base camp to the summit, but it takes a long time to get accustomed to the altitudes of the different camps. Usually, a fine day is chosen to complete the final summit push. It's really challenging to get used to the thin air, and it's not without its dangers.
第一天往上走，速度走得很慢，1800米的中间营地在前方。现在离那个中间营地可能还有1小时的路，已经走了6个小时，走了属于特别偏慢了，感觉是还是有点气喘，估计这个适应的还是比较慢，希望能这次拉练以后会好一些吧。
After completing his expedition to the Arctic in 2011, Xiao Yuan worked hard for a year in Beijing. But due to a lack of regimented outdoor training, he's less fit than the others. In addition, he hasn't made systematic preparations for the climb to Mount Chumulangma, and as a result, he doesn't feel that well during these initial ascents.
I used to be broken. 8等了。
The following day, the mountaineers continue upwards to cross the Rongbuk Glacier. With a fresh snowfall and a drop in temperatures, the mountaineers are struggling. Xiao Yuan and the leader are far behind their team because they're taking care of 2 mountaineers who don't feel well.
We're moving too slow to make it before dark. I think it's not a good idea to continue. There's an option to go back to interim camp and try again. Tomorrow though. First I'm gonna take you guys saturation before I say anything. 110 pulse. 6 pulse. So what do you guys think? What do you think, Jeremy? Give me your opinion. For sure your North Coast climb is over. Because you're gonna put all your energy in this walk from today. And also you have to realize that you're putting your life in danger. I also have to say that. I talk very clearly what are the options. I'm prepared to help you guys no matter what. That's my job until the end. But you also have to realize you're taking a big risk.
I'll continue.
Okay. Okay, Lakpa, I have one member who's going down, one member is going up.
Conditions are always dangerous at such high altitudes, and now one of the mountaineers has to quit due to illness. Every step upwards will be a new test, and Xiao Yuan has become more cautious.
So, Jeremy turned around to interim camp.
The amount of oxygen in the air at the advanced base camp is only half of that at sea level, and the temperature difference between day and night exceeds 30 degrees Celsius. The mountaineers have difficulties just staying alive. If they stay here for a long period, their health will deteriorate to the point where they cannot recover. For this reason, usually mountaineers stay here for just a few days.
今天做什么菜呢？
今天做个意大利炒面。
意大利炒面，哇，太好了！
Because the air is very dry at such altitudes, perspiration evaporates quickly. It's vital for Xiao Yuan to replenish his fluids.
Hey, Matt.
Have you got to stand up a bit?
Once they leave the advanced base camp, they'll have to climb on ice and snow. Arnold, the leader, is telling his team how to tackle the ice climb.
You know, the slope is almost nothing like on the ridge. You're just gonna hold it like this and let the rope slip through your hands. I just want to show you this, because really this is the way you're probably gonna rappel most of the time. It's fairly easy. It takes almost no effort.
At altitudes of more than 6,000 meters, climbers find it difficult to do even basic movements. Although Xiao Yuan has participated in many mountaineering training sessions, this is the first time he's climbed to an elevation of 8,000 meters. So it's much more difficult than anything he's ever undertaken.
只是适应一下这个海拔高度，估计这里应该6500米左右吧。我们营地在6400米左右，再从这往前的话就得换冰爪，有个直的坡，往上到北澳7000多米。
What challenges await the climbers at the North Col glaciers?
Check the weather forecast. It looks like tomorrow is the last good day, and then a period of 3-day bad weather period shows up in the weather forecast. I'm not sure what's going to happen after. Everybody who's going to try tomorrow, do your best.
The next morning, the climbers burn incense in a traditional ceremony to show respect for the snow-covered mountain. In this rarefied atmosphere, Xiao Yuan feels a sense of camaraderie between him and the team members.
现在是在珠穆朗玛峰的北澳，天气不是最好，特别大，风雪特别大。现在海拔大概是6500多米。
爬珠峰北坡呢，一般说的最多的是冲顶的时候的第二台阶非常难，但其实对于多半人来说呢，第一道坎还就是在北澳，虽然在海拔7000米左右，但是它这个上升有400多米，而且坡度呢有这个大概50-60度，走到这个坡上50-60度，基本上还是向上的感觉是垂直攀登一样，还是这个难度非常大的。到后面有一段其实是有点像波哥大一样，是比较陡，攀登器刚开始，没有什么脚窝吧，就真的怎么踩不住，估计下面是块蛮大的冰，上面雪呢又很薄。在接近1号营队的地方呢，天气变得非常恶劣，开始刮风下雪，能见度也变得非常差。为了安全起见呢，领队命令大家开始下撤。
峰还是不容易的。这个北奥线那个下马威上去，正好今天天气还变天，一变天人的体力下降很快。上面那个雪最后一坡，陡的那个没法踩，一踩一滑，一踩一滑。下次应该要克服那个东西。北奥是必须上去。
Thinking you guys ran off the camp too.
Teams do 2 rotations. Yeah, so they stay here to walk this thing.
Some of the team members are from Denmark. They chose the route used by guides to deliver provisions. And although the route is more dangerous, it's quicker. So, before the weather got bad, they successfully made it up the glacier, and this success has boosted the team's confidence. They've decided that tomorrow they'll follow the same route.
第一次适应以后，回到大本营休息了几天，然后呢，我们又回到前进营地，并且再次攀登北奥。这一次天气不错，而且身体也已经适应了高原环境，所以我们成功的到达了海拔7028米的北奥的1号营地。
After staying for the night at Camp 1, Xiao Yuan continues to climb for some distance to get used to the higher elevation. At base camp, he waits for the day he'll make his final push for the summit. Xiao Yuan has decided that the final summit push will be carried out on May the 22nd. Starting from the advanced base camp, Xiao Yuan passes camps 1 and 2. On May the 23rd, he arrives at Camp 3. After resting at the camp for a few hours, he begins his final summit push at midnight.
在高海拔，除了脑水肿和肺水肿，其实视力受损甚至失明也是一种常见的病症。
Breathing in oxygen is an effective way to prevent climbers at high elevations from suffering from a variety of life-threatening ailments. If a climber is provided with oxygen at 1 litre per minute, that's the equivalent of cutting his or her elevation by 500 meters. In order to survive at altitudes of over 8,000 meters, Xiao Yuan has to economize the use of his limited oxygen supply. After all, he only has one chance to conquer the summit. After a night of climbing, early the next morning, Xiao Yuan reaches stage 2 at an elevation of 8,680 meters. Stage 2 is a steep, rocky path, and one needs serious rock climbing skills to pass this area. At over 8,000 meters, there are 3 stages, and the most notorious is the second. When Chinese climbers first scaled the mountain in 1960, they climbed on each other to get to the summit. In 1975, a Chinese team built a metal ladder to make it easier for climbers, but this has still proven to be the most difficult part of the climb.
台阶呢，是一块挺高的岩石，但在那个高度，其实想攀岩呢非常难，穿着冰爪呢也没地方落脚。最后发现最简单的呢，还是就抓住这个路绳，脚踩着这个岩壁，拉着这个上升器往上走。
在我们冲顶前几天，有一名队员出现了脑水肿的症状。 几乎耗尽了所有的救援资源，这也给我们攻顶带来了不小的心理压力。
For many climbers, reaching the summit means a glory-filled moment, but it also brings them face to face with death. At about 10 in the morning, the climbers reach the summit one after another.
不知道几点， 正好有个下车的队员，问他现在大概几点，大家都戴着氧气面罩，所以都拿手势比划，后来我明白他大概是说11点，但我当时看着呢就已经下午1点了，所以一看已经过了这个关门的时间呢，就毫不犹豫就往下就走。
There are time limits on climbs like this, and as continuing on would have meant putting his life in further danger, Xiao Yuan decides to give up. Every time he returns to Shanghai from his expeditions, Xiao Yuan enjoys his time with his parents. In order to realize his dreams, he doesn't have much time for his loved ones. For Xiao Yuan, life means experience, and he wants to keep walking to broaden his experience and knowledge of the planet. Xiao Yuan rests for a while before embarking on a new odyssey.
3+2完了，接下来再来个1吧。坐这个帆船绕地球1周。
Xiao Yuan realizes that people may admire him for his accomplishments, but he is doing this merely to challenge himself.